Friends, welcome you all in this Yoga Vaashishtha Ramayana, third Utpatthi Prakarana in the Leelopakhyana, VIGNANA ABHYASA VARNANAM is the topic in which Mother Saraswati, Sri Vasishthaji, to Leela and Rama and to all of us, telling us the Vijnana and telling us to do the Abhyas of that Vijnana, which will eventually remove the Ajnana and then give us the anubhuti of what is reality. Because of this topic, this sarga is very, very crucial and essential. First four mantras themselves were so sublime that they demanded us to discuss for 2 days. Yesterday, day before, we saw. We will proceed further today and see what else Mother Saraswati has to teach us regarding the reality and the unreal. How to understand. How, though very tiny, very small, our human intellects to begin with right now, yet this itself is again an abhyas of ours to attend the classes every day and trying to grasp. This abhyas only gives, definitely like it has given to everyone, the ability to intellect becoming sharper, subtler, expanded to understand these things. So coming to satsanga regularly is an abhyasa. Listening to Tattva Shastra is an abhyasa. Effort to understand also is an abhyasa. As the understandings becomes clear and pakka, then the Vijnana abhyasa of that also we will do. So let us start with our little prayers as every day and plunge into the study of few mantras today. Om 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 Sahanavavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai Om Shanti 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 Om Namo Brahmadibhyo Om Yairime Gurubihi Purvam Om Shri Rama Rama Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tattuliyam Ramanama Varanane Om Brahmanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gaganasadrusham Tattvamasyaadilakshyam Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadhi Sakshibhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami Parabrahmane SHRUTIMAATRE Samasta Brahma Bhakti Yoga Dharma Vidya Acharyebhyo ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः संकल्पः तेषां सर्वेषां श्रीरामचंद्र परब्रह्मणे वशिष्ठादि ऋषिभ्यो नमः संकल्पः तेषां सर्वेषां कृपानुग्रहेण उपनिषद योग वासिष्ठ महारामायणोक्त ब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोधेन अस्मिन् क्षणे एव मोक्ष कैवल्य प्राप्त्यर्थम सनातन धर्मस्य विश्वव्याप्ति विश्व आध्यात्मिक प्रगत्यर्थम धर्म संस्थापकानां नित्य निरंतर दिग्विजयार्थम श्रीराम मंदिरवत् शिवकृष्णादि मंदिरादीनां पुनरवाप्ति तेषु निरंतर शास्त्र अध्ययनादीनां द्वारा भारतवर्षस्य सनातन धर्मस्य बाह्याभ्यंतर शत्रुघ्न समूल निर्मूलन पूर्वक भारतवर्षे विश्वे च तस्मात् क्षणादारभ्य वैदिक हैन्दव संस्कृतेः धर्ममोक्षपुरुषार्थानां सुसम्प्रतिष्ठावाप्त्यर्थम् अस्यां कक्षायाम् आगतानां सङ्कल्पितसत्कर्मसु दिग्विजयार्थं तेषां हृदये परब्रह्मादीनां प्रति भक्त्यादीनां द्वारा जन्म साफल्यार्थम् अनेक शास्त्राणाम् अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्न मध्ये श्री वाल्मीकि महर्षि विरचित श्री राम वशिष्ठ संवाद रूप श्री योग वासिष्ठ महारामायण स्मृति प्रकरण शास्त्रस्य पारायणम् अध्ययनं साधना प्रयत्नं मोक्षार्थं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे। मंगलाचरण श्लोकाः। ओम यतः सर्वाणि भूतानि प्रतिभान्ति स्थितानि च यत्रैवोपशमं यान्ति तस्मै सत्यात्मने नमः। ज्ञाता ज्ञानं तथा ज्ञेयं द्रष्टा दर्शनदृश्यभूः कर्ता हेतुः क्रिया यस्मात् तस्मै ज्ञप्त्यात्मने नमः। स्फुरन्ति सीकरा यस्मात् आनन्दस्याम्बरे वनौ सर्वेषां जीवनं तस्मै ब्रह्मानन्दात्मने नमः। दिवि भूमौ तथाकाशे बहिरन्तश्च मे विभुः यो विभात्यवभासात्मा तस्मै सर्वात्मने नमः। ॐ सत्यं ज्ञानमनन्तमेकमजरं नित्यं विभुं शाश्वतं प्रत्यग्ब्रह्मरसायनं सुखघनं पूर्णं परं पावनं स्वात्मज्योतिरनादिमध्यनिधनं मायाविलासैर्मुहुः विश्वाकारमपास्तमायम् अभयं वन्दे विशुद्धं पदम्। ज्ञानादेवात्मनो मोक्षः न तु कर्मसमाधिभिः अज्ञातोऽसौ स्वसदृश्यं सृजत्येवेति कीर्त्यते। ॐ तस्मै श्रीगुरवे वसिष्ठमुनये नित्यं नमस्कुर्महे। विश्वामित्रमुनिं शरण्यमनघं भूयो नमस्याम्यहं। तस्मै वाल्मीकये श्री गुरुतमगुरवे भूरिभावैर्नताः स्मः। पूर्णानन्दस्वभावः स्वजनहितकृते माययोपात्तकायः कारुण्यादुद्दिदीर्षुर्जनमनवरतं मोहपङ्के निमग्नम् आविश्यान्तर्वसिष्ठं बहिरपि कलयन् शिष्यभावं वितेने यः संवादेन शास्त्रामृतजलधिममुं रामचन्द्रं प्रपद्ये। ओम ब्रह्मानंदं परमसुखदम्। ओम श्रीराम जय जय राम। श्रीराम जय जय राम। श्रीराम जय जय राम। श्रीराम जय जय राम। ओम श्रीराम शरणं मम। श्रीरामायण शरणं मम। श्रीवसिष्ठ शरणं मम। श्रीविश्वामित्र शरणं मम। श्रीवाल्मीकि शरणं मम। श्रीव्यासा शरणं मम। श्रीनारद शरणं मम। श्रीसद्गुरु शरणं मम। श्रीरामा शरणं मम। श्रीरामा शरणं मम। शरणं मम। शरणं मम। ओम श्रीरामचंद्र परब्रह्मणे नमः। श्री वशिष्ठादि ऋषिभ्यो नमः। श्री योग वासिष्ठ महारामायण शास्त्रम तृतीय उत्पत्ति प्रकरणम लीलोपाख्याने विज्ञान अभ्यास वर्णनं नाम द्वाविंशतितमः सर्गः। श्री वशिष्ठ उवाच श्री देवी उवाच। Friends, the first four mantras gave us a very vivid, crystal clear picture thanks to our study of earlier other shastras too. When we have patience, when we have little subtlety of the intellect, and when we are able to focus attention and also use our intellect at the time of listening to do some vicharana and vishleshana, what our gurus want to teach, an idea of that, definitely we get it. So, so far what we have seen in the four mantras, just grasp it because it's very essential, important knowledge. One, यथा स्वप्न परिज्ञानात् स्वप्नदेहो न वास्तवः. So the reality experienced about the dream body when we are in the dream, that reality goes away when we wake up, because in the waking plane we are seeing our another deha. This is more solid and realistic. Therefore, that is not Vastava. First stage, Avastava hai ye Vastava hai. Is that all? So in the same way, Anubhutopi ayam tadvat vasana tanavad asat. In the same way, our own deep vasanas of deha tadatmya, when they are removed, reduced through various yoga abhyasa, yoga sadhana, yoga practices, then this sharira also anubhuta ayam taddad vasana tanavat, this also will be found to be what is that? Navastavaha asat. Anubhuta api asat. Though we see it, we interact with it, we relate it with it, we feel that we are in the sharira. All of that is called anubhuta. Api avastavaha asatu. That is the first thing. So, it is the vasanas which are making us take this body as sattu. Then those vasanas go away, it will be found to be asat. Second, not only that, yatha swapna parignanat swapna deha prashamyati. When we again, second continuation may wake up and from that standpoint we see the swapna deha, it is prashamyati, goes into oblivion, means it will be totally discarded, rejected, as good as that it was never there. So it was real, unreal, never there. Real when we were in the dream. Wake up, not real because another sthula deha is there. And from that standpoint, when we see, it is not there at all. Prashamyat. In the same way, when further vasanas are reduced, vasanatanavat tadvat jagrat dehopi shamyati. This sthula jagrat deha also, what you call, totally loses its grossness in our experience. The grossness of the gross body goes away when the gross body is real. That vasana, those vasanas are when they are eliminated. So it's only our impressions that these shariras are there and they are real, etc. Two things we have seen. Vasana tanava tadvat jagrateha vishamyati. Now, third one is very cute one. कि स्वप्न संकल्प देहांते देहोयम चेत्यते यथा तथा जाग्रत भावनांते उदेत्येवाति वाहिकः. This is important. कि suppose we are in swapna deha or we are in sankalpa deha. We are in swapna deha, that is understandable easily. So to sankalpa deha we are. As we gave so many examples yesterday. When both of those Sankalpa Deha, Swapna Deha are given up, don't we become aware of this Jagrata Deha? Isn't it? In Swapna, some Deha. In Sankalpa also various Deha, as we saw, we feel like, some or other famous personalities in the world. Even birds, whatever we can have Sankalpa Deha. But when we come out of both of them, when both those dehas are shamyati, don't we wake up to this Stula Deha? This is an example. Those two Deha, when they get dissolved, or when we come out of them, or when the anta of those two Dehas happen. Swapna and Sankalpa Deha ka anta hote hi, what happens? Ayam Deha chetyate yatha. This Deha, Stula Deha, we become aware of it. In the same way, through the Vasana Tanavam, when the Vastavata of the Stula Deha has gone, it has become Avastava. Then, even the Stula Dehata existence also, Stulata also, Shamyati, as said in the earlier shloka, in the next stage. Like that Swapna and Sankalpa Deha goes away, we become aware of the Stula Deha. So too, when the Stula Deha awareness is transcended, because of the elimination of the vasanas, by doing various yoga sadhanas, we awaken to the Ativahika Deha. So Swapna Sankalpa Deha has gone, Stula Deha Tadatmya we get. Stula Deha Tadatmya gone because of Vasana has gone away. We become identified with the Ativahika Deha. While living in the Sharira only. The Stulata of the Sharira is transcended. Okay? That is the beauty of this mantra. So, तथा जागृत भावनान्ते उदेति आतिवाहिकः. Udeti eva ativahikaha. Then we come to the ativahika deha tadatmya. See, when we listen such things 100 times, then our understanding as well as belief grows to accept the presence of the sukshma deha within the stula deha, which is more realistic than the stula deha. Very sukshma deha in the stula deha. Understand? Think about it. It is everywhere wherever you are feeling stulata. It is our bhavana and abhyasa. For long time done that, the stulata is given reality. But when we do the yoga sadhana and transcend the reality given to stulata, we enter into the identity with the ativahikata. Now see the beauty of it when we reach to that level. All stula deha, worries and anxieties, tensions, fears mainly, they all go away. This is the highest benefit. This is the way in Vedanta or in spirituality or in our Shastras, by the Gurus, how to transcend samsara. They teach this way. By rising into the subtler levels of life, the grass is transcended. That's how the samsara is dissolved. By staying in the samsara or the grass sharira to get rid of the grass sharira related problems, it is impossible. One sentence throughout life, remember. Wherever we are bound in our life, staying in that we cannot sort it out. Then how do we sort out? Listen to this sentence, by growing out of it. Like the desires. By fulfilling the desires, new desires will never end. By growing out of the desires only, we can end the desires. Fulfill करते हुए नहीं होते हो. So to the duality, let us say dvandvata, sukha dukkha, raga, all of that. By staying in that they want to go, we have to grow out of them. In the same way, staying in the sthula sharira tadatmya, wanting to be free from the sthula sharira samasyas, won't happen. They relapse. They come again and again. Ek gaya to dusra problem aayega. What is the way? There is a way. If that was not there, if the way were not to be there, then we would have been helpless, hapless victims. There's a way. Through yoga sadhana, we can grow out of sthula deha tadatmya and stay into the sukshma deha. है ना? So for the onlookers, they feel that we are working with the sthula sharira like they are. But we know that we are sukshma sharira, appearing or playing the stula part. Stula is not real at all. That's the meaning of Tatha Jagrat Bhavana Ante. When the Jagrat Sharira reality Bhavana Ante ends, Udeti Ativahikaha. What happens is the Ativahika Dehatha will be obtained to us, by us, for us. In this very Sharira. As we continued yesterday, go even beyond the Ativahikata, we discover the pure Satchidananda Brahman, where we were seeing the Ativahikata and Adibhautikata. Extend it to the world, wherever we are seeing the world of forms and names, without Sukshma te Sukshma Drushti Vicharana, there and there alone, the Adhisthana, the Brahman, will be able to see. That's why Drushtim Jnanamayam Krutva Pashet Brahmamayam Jagat. So where Brahman is there, there Jagat is aropita by an Ajnani. By a Jnani, where others are seeing the Jagat, there alone he sees Brahman. So too, where Brahman is there, there alone, by the Jnani, these Ativahika, Stula, Dehas are Kalpita and seen as the real. A Jnani, where others are seeing Stula and Ativahika Deha, there alone he sees Sachidananda Brahma. Where you and I see the ornaments in the gold, there the goldsmith sees the gold in the ornaments. अज्ञानी परमात्मा में जगत को कल्पना करके देखता है, तो ज्ञानी सारे लोग जहां जगत देख रहे हैं वहां वो परमात्मा को देखता है. इट्स ओनली क्वेश्चन ऑफ अवर अज्ञान दृष्टि प्रोजेक्ट्स द नेवर एग्जिस्टिंग जीवा जगत. सुज्ञान दृष्टि removes the projection, reveals the reality to us. That's what Gita second chapter, Sita Praglakshana, Yanisha Sarvabhutanam, that which is night to all beings, Tasyam Jagarti Sanyami. The Sanyami awakens to that. What is that for which all beings are sleepy? That is the Brahma Vastu. He awakens to that. And Yasyam Jagrati Bhutani, and that level, that plane of given reality to the duality to which the Ajnanis are awakened. Yasyam Jagrati Bhutani Ajnaninaha. Sa Nisha Pashyato Munehe. To that Muni, that is Nisha means he doesn't recognize that duality. Okay, so this is what Vedanta. Vedanta is what? सुनने के समय समझने के समय में ही बात सोचने के समय समझ आता है. That समझ only solution in Vedanta. In the Vedanta is nothing to be done. Just have the Jnanam Pakka. That's it. That is what here. That Jnana का अभ्यास थोड़ा करना होता है. The Jnana Abhyasa is not to bring the reality, not to create the reality, not to take us to the reality. Because the realities we are already. Then what the Jnana Abhyasa does, sir, which is the name of this Sarga, removes the Ajnana Durabhyasa. That's it. Fine. Now, fourth mantra, we will start saying beautiful shloka. तीन कल के भी थे, दोबारा देख लिया. Fourth mantra we are saying, स्वप्ने निर्वासना बीजे यथो देति सुषुप्तता. Fourth level. So, swapna real. Swapna unreal. Swapna never exists. Jagrat real. Jagrat unreal. Stula Deha disappears. In the disappearance of Stula Deha, Ativahika Deha we identify with. But is that Ativahika real? Even that is not. That is what the beauty. Vedanta, the next sloka, tells us about the final and ultimate stage. Example. Swapne nirvasana bije yato deti sushuptata. Swapne, in the dream, nirvasana bije. Nirvasana is not total disappearance, but the swapna creating vasanas bijas, when they go into bijavastha, means not manifest as dream. What happens? Yatha udeti sushuptata. The rising of the deep sleep happens. Means one enters into deep sleep. One experiences the dreams, deep sleep. स्वप्न का प्रकट होने वाले वासनाएं जब बीजावस्था में चले जाते हैं तो वन awakens to sleep. That's a way of saying. Sushupti udaya, sushuptata udeti means he enters into nidravastha. In the same way, jagrati avasana bije. In the jagrata avasa also, all the vasanas along with the bija, when they are eliminated. Of course, a long process through various sadhanas. Suddenly नहीं होता. साबुन से धोना, कपड़े धोने वाले वॉशिंग मशीन में डालना, है ना, यूटेंसिल को धोने वाले उसमें डालना, ऐसा नहीं होता. A specific knowledge and the practice has to be done for sufficient time consciously. Then the vasanas when totally eliminated. Not like from the dream to the sleep, the vasanas are in the bijavastha. In the bija avastha, when they are burnt, roasted, barjita bija kehte hain usko. Then what will happen? Jagrati avasana bije tatha udeti vimuktata. Then what arises is mukti. The other way of saying it is what? We awaken to that mukta atma anubhava sthiti. Atma anubhava sthiti, which is mukti sthiti. So what is the whole focus in these last four mantras? Vasanas give us the sthula deha tadatmya. Vasanas give us the ativahika deha tadatmya. When the vasanas are eliminated, sthula deha, ativahika deha dissolve. There where we were having those two feelings, we see everything is the Brahman, the Atman, the reality. It is that pot maker's vasana which made him mold the mud into the pot. And it is the vasana of all the onlookers who are making or who are seeing the potness in that mud. If that vasanas in all of us go away, about the kalpita pot, all of us all the time are watching the mud only. Isn't it? Impressions projected pot on the mud for the pot maker as well as the pot seer and pot bellied. Where I am seeing the pot, there alone is mud, na? Remove the vasanas and see. All vasanas, if you remove and see, you won't see anything other than Brahman. Here the Upadhi is also Brahman. There the whole Jagat is Brahman. When we say Upadhis are Brahman, in that way of saying language, you have to be subtle to understand. Upadhis are Brahman means no more Upadhis seen as Upadhi. Brahman alone is seen. Like when I say ornaments are seen as the gold, you have to be very careful with the language. Ornaments are seen as the gold means gold is realized, after which there is no ornament at all in reality. Like the snake alone is seen or realized as the rope means no more the snakeness there. Snake alone means in the at the time of our ignorance. What we were seeing as snake, when awakened, we see the rope only. Though language says snake alone is known to be the rope, it's only language. You have to be very careful. Language has its own limitation. Many a times it communicates ignorance more than the jnana. If you are not watchful, careful. So where I see the world of name and form, there alone I see Brahman means, because I use the word where I see the world of name and form, I tend to feel that oh hai. No, the meaning is that's no more there. Everything we realize as Brahman. And still with this thought we don't understand, we don't accept. Why? Because our vasanas, that the world is real, world real होने से मजा आता है बस जो हम चाहते हैं होना चाहिए. This type of impressions in us doesn't allow us to drop the world, the projected. That's why the reality is not realized. Therefore, तनुकरण वासनाओं को कम करते जाओ through the ज्ञान अभ्यास, विज्ञान अभ्यास. That's the name of the sarga. Explanation will come. अभी वहां तक पहुंचे नहीं हम. टाइटल सॉन्ग अभी 10 श्लोक के बाद होगा. Up to this understood? स्वप्ने निर्वासना बीजे यथा उदेति सुषुप्तता. When the vasanas projecting the dream go into bijavastha, then that dreamer, as he enters into sleep, when all the vasanas go away, the waker realizes the vimukta sthiti of atmanubhuti. Jagrati vasana bije, in the jagrata avastha, when all the vasana bija are removed through various sadhanas, vimuktata udeti means one awakens to the atmanubhuti, which is experienced to be not bound by anything, because there is nothing to bind it from outside as well as from inside. The bondage from inside is so many limitations inside. The bondage from outside is there is something other than me. So there is no something other than me. There is nothing within me. nor any modifications in me. Which point? ये है विमुक्त स्थिति. Okay. Now, but Jivan Muktas, they eat food, they talk to us, they do Vyavahara. No, all of that cannot happen if the Vasanas are not there. So, the Jiva Muktas are having Vasanas, no? That is a tentative question from the लीला हर फेस देखकर ऐसा लगा. तो उसके लिए फिर गुरु महाराज आंसर देते हैं, हाँ, नो, इट इज all Shuddha Chetana only expressing as that for them. They are no more in a delusion of these things as real. They have crossed all of that. They reached that Sarvam Chaitanyamaya. Very beautiful thought this is, and very essential. So, there is a plate in that rice or a chapati, dal sabji are there, and he is using his hand to mix the rice and dal and eating that Jivan Mukta. Or taking a piece of roti, tukda karke, he is just putting it in kadhi or whatever the sabji you like, eating it. So हमको क्या लग रहा है? इतने चीजें लग रहे है कि नहीं? There is a plate, there is a food, there is a hand, and he is taking it and he is putting in the mouth. For us, so many things. But he has awakened to a state of seeing everything as Brahman because vasanas have gone away. Therefore, for him, all of that objects, hands, mouth, stomach, taste, everything is Brahman. Exactly this is what is conveyed in the 24th shloka of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, 4th chapter. If you all know that. What is that mantra? Remember? Om Brahmarpanam Brahmahavihi Brahmagnau Brahmanahutam Brahmaiva Tena Gantavyam Brahma Karma Samadhina. Brahma Arpanam. That Surk Sruva with which things are offered, ghee vagera, oh Brahma hi hai. Brahma Havihi. Whatever the Havihi is being offered, the Navadhanyas, Samidha, ghee, wo bhi Brahma hai. Where is it offered to? Agni. That Agni also Brahma, Brahma Agno. And who is the one who is offering the Karta? Brahmana Hutam. When it is done, that offered Ahuti, where is it going? And where he reaches to ultimately, Brahma eva tena gantavya. He reaches to Brahman only, that Ahutis also reach to Brahman. And this is called as the Brahma Karma Samadhina. Thee has come to a samastiti of discovering everything as Brahman. Thee has come to a maturity of discovering everything as Brahman. And then karma is going on. There is karma for onlookers, but for him, that whole karma is Brahma. In that experience, the Dhi is Sama established. This is what is the answer in this next shloka. Though question is not mentioned, but you can understand this is what the question of the Leela. What about the Jivan Mukta? Like they are like Sthita Prajna Lakshana ko pucha hai. Ramji Arjuna asks there, Sthita Prajna se ka bhasha. Here, Sthita Prajna or the one who discovered the Brahman, he appears to be behaving like us only, no? So, for us to behave, vasana is required. He is also exactly behaving. Therefore, do you mean to say he has also vasana? No. Vasana is the one which makes us take the Brahman as Jagat. That's not there in him. ब्रह्म ही ब्रह्म है में व्यवहार कर रहा है. He has awakened to that. Again I am repeating. Brahman alone is doing vyavahara in the Brahman. He is in that stage. Like, how do you define the democracy? To the people, by the people, on the people, above the people, for the people. You something is there, no? Some definition of democracy. Hypocrisy. Pseudo-secularism. So, here also, everything is Brahman. What is the mantra? Number 5. Yeyam tu jivan muktanam vasana sa na vasana shuddha sattva bhidhanam tat satta samanyam uchyate. Exactly what we said now. Ya iyam tu jivan muktanam vasana sa na vasana. Here, jivan muktanam vasana means the background with which they are responding to the situations around, which is a vasana for us. Sa na vasana. It's not vasana to him. Then what it is? Shuddha sattva abhidhanam. See that? Shuddha sattva is sattvatita only. That is equal to Paramatma tattva only. Shuddha sattva abhidhanam tata satta samanyam uchyate. So the samanya satta, which we all have taken to be Rupanama-atmaka Jagat because of vasanas. No vasanas to him. That Samanya Satta only taken as this. You understood? When you see a steel bartan, our attention is more on the bartanness. For a jnani, steel only is seen there. No matter it is used as a bartan. Understood? But it's only used as bartan, but neither there is bartan nor the steel disappeared. That's the meaning of tata satta samanyam uchyate. Satta samanya means the samanya satta which is permeating everything. That alone he is seeing. He is not seeing the projected world of Rupanama because no vasanas. So what we saw in Mandukya and other Upanishads and in this text earlier, even though the gold is molded into the form of ornament, yet there is never an ornament. It is gold only all the while. If you can catch the subtlety in this sentence, to a Jivan Mukta also, he is not seeing the world as world. It is Paramatma only. Satta Samanyam only he is seeing. Not what is the other thing other than Satta Samanya. On that Satta, something is Kalpita through Asana. But he is calling it also a table, a chair, a utensil. Yeah, that's for Vyavahara, but it is to please you. Because if he says his experience that everything is Brahman, you get confused. So to oblige you, he just uses your language. That's it. He is not in your or our stage of ignorance of taking the Rupanama as real. है ना? Like when you ask the Sita Prajnajnani, what's your name? For our sake, he says a name. Otherwise, it's such a reality which has no name form, no? But ऐसा कहो तो बात नहीं बनता. Now, when he's traveling in flight or somewhere, he'll have to fill up the form and details. If he writes Aham Brahma without Nama Rupa Janma Maranadi, then the computer will not take. It will come with one reply. You are Brahman all pervading. You need not travel anywhere. Raho wahi jao. If the computer also Brahmagnani, it will respond like that. See that? These are the crucial places where our buddhi sukshmata is tested. That are we able to grasp this type of thoughts? That for a Jivan Mukta, when he is responding in the world, exactly like we respond, yet there is difference. We respond with vasanas, he doesn't respond with vasanas. He has no vasanas. Understood? For obliging us as if he talks in our language because he was through that only before awakening. Now he is awakened to the truth, keeping intact his experience inside that everything is Brahman. Outside, for our sake, in the Vyavahara, he placed our play, our role. That's the meaning of Ya yam tu jivan muktanam vasana sa na vasana. Then Shuddha Sattva Abhidhanam Tatu. It is Shuddha Sattva only, that is Brahman. Satta Samanyam Uchyate. Satta Samanya. So when he is taking some kheer payasam from a katori with a spoon. So for him, the katori in the left hand and the left hand, in that the payasam and the spoon, and lifting that with the spoon, the payasam, putting in the mouth, all of them are Brahman only to him. Aha, how beautiful you see. That's the meaning of Brahma Arpanam, Brahma Havihi, Brahma Agnau, Brahmana Hutam, Brahma Eva Tena Gantavyam, Brahma Karma Samadhina, वो है इसका अर्थ. That's why for the Krishna Bhakta, Sarvam Krishnamayam Jagat. For Rama Bhakta, Sarvam Ramamayam Jagat. To that level of intense abhyasa which that Bhakta has done for a long time. When we don't do, we don't understand it. उन्होंने ऐसा किया. We have done on the Brahman the Rupanama Abhyasa. He has done on the Brahman the Krishna Rama Abhyasa. And the Vedanti, they gave up all the Abhyasa. He is seeing everything as reality, which is Brahman. When we see the Brahman as Rupanama, we get Ragadesha and Samsara. When the Bhakta sees the Rama and Krishna and the Jagat, he develops Bhakti Prema to everything. When the Jnani sees everything as Brahman, he is liberated. He is Mukta. Even a Bhakta where he sees everywhere Rama and Krishna, he should see that Rama and Krishna is nothing but Satchit Ananda Brahma and that is me. Otherwise, he will not get that moksha. थोड़ा समझ लो. ये हो गया पांचवा मंत्र. Now, sixth shloka, some explanations given about Sushupti, then Brahma, Moha, in the same way Jivan Mukti, etc. Good topic. Listen carefully. Let us see how much we can ponder and understand. Ya Supta Vasana Nidra Sa Sushuptiriti Smruta Yat Supta Vasanam Jagrat Ghano Sau Moha Uchyate Prakshina Vasana Nidra Turya Shabdena Katyate Jagratyapi Vidhi Jagratyapi Bhavatyeva विदिते परमे पदे प्रक्षीणवासनायैव जीवतां जीवनस्थितिः अमुक्तैरपरिज्ञाता सा जीवन्मुक्ततोच्यते. Okay, listen carefully one by one. First, ya supta vasana nidra. When the vasanas are totally in unmanifest form, the vasanas both of me, my upadhis, and the jagat seen by me. Sa sushuptiriti smrita. That's called deep sleep state. Deep sleep is that where all the vasanas have gone into an unmanifest stage. Okay, that is nidra. That's why in that neither I am there, nor my instruments are there, nor the world seen by me there. Supta vasana sthiti mein. Very clear? No doubt about it. Supta vasana is nidra. Second, yet supta vasanam jagrat. He is in the Jagrata Avastha, but the Vasanas are not manifest at that time. Asau Moha Uchyate. That stage is called a Murcha Avastha. Moha here means not the Vedantic delusion, it's a Murcha Avastha. A sort of coma Avastha, not in Nidra. It's sort of coma, not coma because of some physiological disability. Therefore, he is in coma. ऐसी बात नहीं. ये मूर्छावस्था की तरह एक स्थिति है wherein he is not in the deep sleep state only. He is in the deha sthiti, but vasanas are supta. Supta vasanam jagrat. Ghano sau moha uchyate. That is ghana moha sthiti. Now, third one, he is in the jagrat only. But prakshina vasana nidra. Okay? All the vasanas have gone and nidra also not there. Prakshina vasana, prakshina nidra. Vasanas have not gone into nidra sthiti or unmanifest form, but they are totally washed away, eliminated with various yogadi sadhanas. Turya shabdena katyate, that is called turyavastha, chaturthavastha, atmavastha, mokshavastha. Turya shabdena katyate. And jagrati api bhavati eva. Even one is in the jagrata avastha, as if doing vyavahara like all of us do, still jagrata api bhavati eva vidite parame pade. When that supreme transcendental Paramapada is seen, for him, even for all of us onlookers, he appears to be in the Jagrata Avastha, living like us, still he is in the Turiya Sthiti only. That's the meaning of Jagrati api bhavati eva vidite parame pade. When the Paramapada he says, in the Jagrata Avastha also, he is neither seeing the outer Jagrat Jagat, nor is in the Murcha Avastha, nor is in the Sapna Avastha, nor in the Bija Avastha of the Vasanas called as Nidra. Then where is he, sir? He is in the Turiya Avastha. So, Nidra Avastha, Swapna Avastha, Jagrat Avastha with full awareness of the world outside, Jagrat Avastha in a Murcha Sthiti where Vasanas are unmanifest, Jagrat, yet no Vasanas, no Nidra, no Murcha. Then where is he? In the Turiya Atma Sthiti. When will it happen? Vidite Parame Pade. When through Shastra Shravana, he heard about Paramatma Tattva, then he has done sufficient Manana, Chintana, en route all the required outer inner sadhanas of Dehendriya Manobuddhi Niyantranadi. So to the total removal of the Vasanadi, when he has done, he will realize that self and self and self alone at that stage when it is done. This is called Prakshina Vasana Yeha Jivatam Jivanastitihi. So this Paramapada Sthiti is Prakshina Vasana Sthiti. For all of us, he is doing the life, living life like all of us. Yes, but then he is not doing all of that with the vasanas, with the ajnana, with the reality given to the upadhis. For him, everything is Brahman. That is why amuktai aparignata. For those who have not freed themselves from the vasanas and the ignorance, they won't understand this stage. Sa jivan muktata uchyate. Oh my dear Leela, that state is called as jivan mukta sthiti. To feel, if you think few more times, then idea starts coming to us. We are familiar with these four avasthas. Nidra avastha, we know. Swapna avastha, we know. Jagrada avastha, we know. Murcha moha avastha, also we know, we might have not gone, but we can see some people. Other than these four is the Turiya avastha, the Jivan Mukta avastha. Sarvam Brahma and Aham Brahmasmi avastha. That Brahma Aham Asmi avastha. But will he have Vyavahara? Yeah. Vyavahara will not disturb the Jivan Mukta state. But if he is doing Vyavahara, then he must be having Vasanas. No. Without Vasanas, he can do Vyavahara. Yeah. How? Everything else Brahman. Because that is the reality. We never studied this, we never contemplated on it. Therefore, it becomes difficult for us to understand and accept it. है ना? Like there are some people honest, never take the bribe. The other fellow, बिना रिश्वत लिए हो सकता है? हाँ, because he never believe. And people come and tell us, स्वामी जी, बिना शादी किए या बिना नॉनवेज खाए इस जमाने में जी नहीं सकते. अबे किसको बोल रहा है? You are telling me. घूम फिरा के मेरे को ही बोल रहे. But they never know the possibility of it, then they think that it is not possible. Ah, you understood? That she says here, amuktaihi aparijnata. Those who are not awakened to that reality by the elimination of vasanas through various sadhanas, aparijnata, it becomes difficult for them to apprehend. But again, Shastra, Shravana, Dhyana, Manana, Chintana makes us believe it, gives us an intellectual concept. But the sadhanas have to be done in any case for the elimination of vasana, then the anubhuti comes. Okay? This is how the beautiful discussion here, awakening us to the newer realms of understanding, new possibilities of understanding, understanding of the higher realities. Not all this is not real only. Even though the entire world of humanity living like that. No, those who live like that, they are the humanity. And humanity is not the only living being here. Isn't it? Apart from the lower animals, etc., there are yogis, siddha purushas, more in number than the so-called 800 crores of human beings. At this moment, these 800 crores are there. From last, let us say, 110 years. कोई 5 से 10 लोग होंगे 120 साल वाले. वो 120 साल से अब तक के ही है ना ये आबादी. 810 करोड़ या 5 करोड़ जो भी. This is what the, but what was the time before that? Time the eternal, and in the eternal time, how many jivas have done the sadhanas and awakened to the ativahika sthiti or moksha sthiti? They are more in number, no? If at all you want to put it in the number form. Why this explanation? That these stupid 800 crores are not an authority for us to accept. For us to accept, the world is real. Because those who realize the self are more than these 800 crores. And all these 800 crores of people, after at least some 10,000 years, all of them will be awakened to reality. At that time, some other 800 crores or 1600 crores, the other jivas evolving to human being level, they will be there. No, why? It's all very subtle discussions. Many of you do not understand, not required to. The idea is 800 crore nahi, 8,000 crore bhi manushya aaye. It is not the manushas who do not believe this thing. Then those who do not believe this thing, they are called manushya. Understood? जैसे लोग कहते हैं स्वामी जी आप ऐसे आप स्वामी हो इसलिए तो आप कर सकते हो. अरे यूके भी स्वामी हूं इसलिए नहीं कर सकता हूं, नहीं कर सकता हूं इसलिए स्वामी हूं. ऐसे हम एक्सकेप करते हैं. आप स्वामी है इसलिए 5-6 बजे उठ जाते. नहीं नहीं उठ जाता हूं इसलिए स्वामी बनो. तुम उठोगे तुम भी बनोगे. है ना. वो भगवान है इसलिए सब करते हैं. नो, करते हैं इसलिए वो भगवान. Change of correct understanding from wrong understanding. Okay, next one. Shuddha sattvānupatitam cetah pratanuvasanam ativahikatam eti himam tāpādiva ambutam. See, himam tāpāt ambutam eti. Himam, the snow or the ice block. Tāpāt, when it is exposed to some warmth or heat. Ambutam eti, it takes the liquid water shape. Solid ice block becomes water when it is given the sufficient warmth or heat. है कि नहीं? Common sense example, commonly seen example. Himam tapad ambutam eti. In the same way, Shuddha Sattva Anupatitam Chetaha. The Chitta, when from it all the Rajo and Tamo gunas have gone away, Shuddha Sattvata, when the Chitta obtains, that Chitta becomes Ativahika. Like the solid ice block becomes water, Shuddha Sattva Chitta no more is having Stula Deha Tadatmya, it reaches to Ativahika Sthiti. I am living Chitta, which is in the form of this body, without the body's mass or weight, etc. For me. When that yogi Sharira is put on the weighing machine, it will give that 60, 70, 80 kg. That for the yogi, that machine and for others. That is Vyavahara. But for the yogi, he will not have that Stulata. Because for being Stula, whatever the vasanas are required, he has exhausted them through Yoga Sadhana. See, this is how this great text Yoga Vasishtha lifts our understanding to higher realms. All Upanishads do so. But are we available for that? So underline this word, Ativahika Dehasthiti. Adi Bhautika Dehasthiti Vasanas, when they are washed away, what I was seeing this Deha as Atibhautika, that alone I will see as Ativahika. So the Rajo Tamaguna, Lakshanas and Vasanas project the Sthula Deha, push me to identify with them. When those are eliminated, when my Antakarana becomes Shuddha Sattva Guni, at that time my Chitta becomes Ativahika. That's what he says. Shuddha Sattva Anupatitam Chetaha Pratanu Vasanam. How the Chetaha falls into Shuddha Sattva Guna? Pratanu Vasanam. Prakarshena Vasanas when they are Tanukruta. With all sadhana, when the vasanas are eliminated. So when the vasanas are eliminated through sadhana, therefore the chitta is in Shuddha Sattva Sthiti. At that time, that chitta will be Ativahikatam Eti, reaching to the Ativahika Sthiti. Example, Himam Tapadi Iva Ambutam. Himam Tapad Iva Ambutam. Himam Ambutam Eti Tapat. Himam, snow or ice. Ambutam Eti reaches to the water state. Tapat, when the heat is exposed to. When it is exposed to heat. So through some yoga sadhanas, when I remove the vasanas and take the chitta to the Shuddha Sattva Guna, that time that chitta will be not in the Stulata, it reaches to Ativahika Sthiti. Okay. That time, when in this way one reaches to the Ativahika Sthiti, then only already Ativahika Sthiti living yogis who are there, the higher beings who are there, the evolved beings who are there, them we are able to interact with, them we are able to see. They are all there here only. Ab dekho, where all the people have gone who died? Siddha Purushas, Maha Yogis, Vagara. You will see. Already you have seen when Leela went to that world having gone beyond her Sharira, she was seeing all of them, but they were not seeing her. Same way, after next to next Sarga, we will see when both of them travel hand in hand with an astral body, it's called Ativahika Deha, into different worlds. In that, the subtler being is passing through the grosser being. A grosser being को पता ही नहीं हो क्यों कोई मेरे अंदर से गुजर गए. That's how the universe. And yet, all of that is at the Prakriti Upadhi level only. Beyond all of that is the Brahma state. So, Ativahikatam Yatam Buddham Chitta Antarair Manaha Sarga Janmantargataihi Siddhaihi Milati Na Itaratu. So, that Chitta alone able to meet those Siddhas, etc., who are beyond this world, who are beyond this Tula Jagatu. So, from there, the 10th mantra we will study tomorrow. Today, we will, along with repeating the first 4 mantras, we have also studied 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shloka. Plus 5, 6, 7 per day. If we can ponder, that's good for us. This chapter, where the story part comes, we'll just browse through quickly. Where some vicharana is required, we pause and try our best to understand. Even 10% we understand, it's an achievement. Then in our second round, third round, whenever we go through, maybe after further purification, after further living a disciplined life of detachments, after further intensifying our upasanas, prarthanas, when our buddhi becomes more sukshma, then we will be able to grasp these things. है ना? सारे उपासनाएं करके डिसिप्लिन जीवन जीकर अंतःकरण को शुद्ध एकाग्र बनाते हुए इन सूक्ष्म ज्ञानों को हमें पाते रहना है एंड लिव दैट ज्ञान. दैट्स इट. LIV. Living the jnanam is moksha. Tomorrow we'll continue, friends. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishtha. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Paravrishibhyo Parabrahmane MAATRE NAMAHA. That's it. Brahmarpanamastu. That's great. Now join in 5 minutes to study our wonderful text, Vakyavritti. May the Lord bless all of us with such a Sukshma Suddha Buddhi to understand through the study of Shastras the ultimate reality. Then may we also have the ability to do all the Anvaya Vyatireka sadhanas to directly experience that truth as ourselves. We want nothing other than it. Everything is lower and there is nothing other than or higher than it for us to seek. May we become intense in our this sankalpa to experience that reality. That's the main purpose of our all these classes. And to my belief, there is no dishonesty in this, there is no cheating in this, there is nothing negative or wrong about in it. If it is so, it would have not been given by our Rishi Munis, and they would have never been these authentic Shastras standing to the testings of all times from the beginning of creation. अब तक ये सारे शास्त्र सस्टेन कर रहे हैं. इन शास्त्रों का अनुभव करके पढ़ाने वाले गुरु लोग अभी तक अवेलेबल है का अर्थ दिस इज द रियलिटी, दिस इज द ट्रूथ. देयर इज नथिंग wrong or cheating or untruth about it. May therefore our Shraddha in the Atma Tattva indicated through Shastras grow. Understanding also should grow and we should become so sharp, subtle enough to have the intuitive buddhi to understand the required sadhanas to be done also. And maybe have the courage and conviction to do those sadhanas exclusively. While doing so, any amount of difficulties we go through, every amount of tapasyas we go through, any amount of tyaga sacrifice to be done, let's be ready right now in the mind. Thank you. Om. बोल श्री रामचंद्र भगवान की जय, वशिष्ठ भगवान की जय, सरस्वती मैया की जय, लीला माता की जय, विश्वामित्र वाल्मीकि आदि वेद व्यास वामदेव आदि नारद आदि ऋषि संत की जय. थैंक यू.